Yeah, so it's our second project this cycle. We actually were really active last cycle. We did tremendously well in one particular project, but the game this cycle is very different. So we're like a little late to the party, but
Uh-huh.
so we did one. It managed to bond, but we also had a bit of a bigger budget this time around. We wanted to try it with less. So this one's taken longer, but it's mostly organic. Like we're not gaming the volume at all. We're not. I don't even think we're doing bump ins or anything. We bundled a very small amount. So this is really just community might, I suppose. It's
Really?
not a great deal of might, as you can see. I mean, we're getting close to King of the Hill, but yeah, it's all right. Like
And
we've
you
just
started
kind of been
this
monitoring it.
a couple hours ago?
Uh, I don't know how much time has flown by, but let's see here. It's definitely not that old. Yeah, like a couple hours kind of thing. I
Right
don't know.
on, right on.
You probably get it like when you run these projects, you just lose track of time. Like,
No, I feel you, man. So, did you bundle like what's going on with that? Are you currently in a micro mode right now on doing human buys?
I believe. Let me check. So I'm using tools for this. Uh, figure that's kind of the best one out there. Um, Yeah, we're running a very small amount on human mode just to kind of keep it from looking completely dead.
Okay.
There's a few bump its going on.
Uh huh.
Uh, to break resistance earlier, I used some quick buys, but I've not since done that. Like, I don't know if that's maybe not the best use of my funding, but because those quick buys now are holding, I've not liquidated those. So,
Sure.
and then the bundle, just a delayed bundle in the beginning. But really small, like not anything crazy at all.
Wow. And let me ask you. So, when you started this project, you currently, if I'm not mistaken, you're running it without a website. Is that right, or do you have something like that? Or no, no website.
Yeah, it has a website. You
Oh, it
could
does.
click on it off there. Yeah, it's got socials and a
Oh,
website.
okay.
It's
Yeah, it does. I see that. Let's check it out. Website. How long did it take you to cook it up?
like maybe a couple hours or something like that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's like we're devs, but this is just kind of a little bit of a experiment for us maybe. But what we're trying to do is kind of build up community and raise funds in that, and then what we'd like to do is launch a more serious flagship project, a few things that we've been building that actually have utility and are a little bit more impressive. But
Right.
yeah, so we whipped up a site and all that, and
And you're running a Telegram too, as well, at the same time.
yep,
Okay. Okay. Are
yeah,
you?
and then I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, are you currently running VC in there or buy bots, or I haven't even checked that out yet.
Yeah, buy bots are running. There is a. I actually kind of let a couple other guys sort of take over the Telegram. Um, so they're actually doing a pretty good job. There's some raids going on, and uh, Bybot is configured. We have, I'm not familiar with the service, but some sort of voting,
Oh really? Yeah, like a
trending
voting.
service as well. Yeah, so people are kind of participating. It's pretty small though. We only have about 50 people in there. But, we had like nobody when we started. And
What?
yeah, it's kind of nice. Um, yeah, we seem to be having
Now,
consistent,
let me
consistent
ask you
activity.
something because this whole meta coming wrong with Trump. It's always been around in a sense as far as like him being kind of live and active pro crypto, but once he obviously jumped into the whole thing with his wife and the whole family with crypto coins, it's like, do you feel like this is going to be the new wave continuing on this year, or do you feel like it's going to change up?
Just people with influence occupying that same strategy, or
Or
with respect
specifically
to
the
this
meta
product?
of like Trump, because I know you're going with like Trump in a sense, right?
Yeah, like I think that it has some momentum, but I think like anything in crypto, once these kind of start to lose their momentum, people get impatient. I think something new is going to come along. But
Right.
with the influence and the power that he and his oligarchy have, which is really what our token is about, that's why we call it oligarchy. They could absolutely reignite a lot of activity. I think his pro crypto stance, at least as it's perceived, will also continue to influence certain aspects of the market. I would think, but
Facts.
um,
Did you now when it came to your deploy? How did everything go from the start? Like, did you there any sniper situations that kind of got in the way of any slip it? Any in the bundles or can walk me through all that?
yeah, we kind of expected that there could be some problems, so we executed through meme tools the whole delay bundle launch. But we got pretty lucky, I think, because like I didn't have to remake the project or anything. The snipers all left. I think there was one guy had like 5%, and then I didn't even sell. I just waited for like 10 minutes, and he exited.
Really?
Um, yeah, so it actually went pretty smooth. Um, One thing with meme tools that I did run into though, and I've let their dev team know, is that there are a few settings when you configure your launch that actually don't necessarily pertain to a delayed approach,
Okay.
yet they still have to be filled in. For example, like the delay time, um, which would speak to that of the amount of time after the project is launched that the real bundle, experimental bundle, for example, is to
Right.
take place. So I'm like looking at that, I'm like, the fuck is this setting for? Like you know what I mean? Like there's a few settings in there. And then the other thing is that even in the case of a delayed bundle, like what I was expecting,
Uh huh.
it could just be that I'm a little new to the tool or whatever, but is that when you have all these wallets that you've sent Solana to, I was expecting that when you execute the bundle, it just maximizes as much as it can, leaving
Hmm.
a little bit of Solana for trading that later on, but just basically maxes out whatever you funded each wallet with.
Sure.
But that's not how it works. So when I configured it, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to make this one wallet have two Solana, this other wallet's going to have zero point 0.5, this other wallet's going to have
Right.
one. Just my line of thinking is like, well, it looks a little bit more kind of random and organic, right?
Right.
Um, but you have to set min and max ranges on your buys. So in a way, like if your one wallet is only zero point 0.5 and one wallet is 2,
Right.
like your min and max have to satisfy the tiniest wallet. So like I just decided I was just like fuck it, I'll just redo it, and
Just
then
redo it the whole
basically
thing.
yeah, like every wallet now just has like literally just bundled pretty much the same amount within like a range that satisfies each wallet. But I
Now,
don't know, like I don't know if
well, I was
that
gonna ask you
matters,
in
but
regards to
it
like
confused me a
the
little bit.
I got you. I was going to ask you in the beginning process of things before you even started the deploy. Did you do anything specific when it comes to actually funding these wallets so that way either a they were attracting more either a snipers or you didn't want to track snipers so you went this other route? I mean, is there anything that you did specifically prior to the deploy that would help you out when it comes to just the those early market cap times?
Uh, I mean, just the way that we funded it. So the funder wallet was separate from that of the dev wallet, and both those separate entities were funded in a way that nothing is coming from like some massive wallet, um, big centralized exchange, for example. Like I guess bots are bots and they're super smart, but also super dumb. So they might see that, well, like funds are coming in from a Kraken or Binance wallet with like $1 billion, and that actually could fire some sort of a red flag.
Right.
I've heard so. We avoided stuff like that. I mean, we were funding it using like decentralized exchanges and that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, man. Because I was seeing a couple different devs that are literally doing all type of different tactics depending on if you want that FOMO really to come in because like the mempool is obviously heavily looked at, especially when it comes to these digital transactions. Um, Definitely in a crazy PvP situation, and it's always getting worse and worse every day. It seems like.
Yeah, like so when you say that, are you just speaking to the like prior prioritization fees and things like that? Just making sure you kind of stand out, or
Well,
like
specifically when it comes down to like the very moment, a lot of times people say to specifically fund from an exchange, which is definitely obviously a good thing to do so you don't show up in bubble maps. But then there's like levels to that alone, right? Like there's like, all right, well, do we do an exchange or do we do an anomaly where we make up the wallets for 30 minutes and then they're private transactions so they can't really be tracked? So certain things that
mm,
you can or can do determine um, how clean you want to come in at it. Like obviously if you're working with a really really high profile person, you probably want to come off as anonymously as possible, compared to like, oh, here I'm at.
right? That makes sense. Yeah, we don't got to worry about that. We're just a bunch of broke nobody people, but
Now, Sophia, you still in there now? No, she was on mute before. I know she might have some questions for you too.
mhm.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to essentially kind of put together. It's like just a way of just to be able to kind of kill three birds in one stone. We can have convo, chill it, get some education from it, and it just pretty much works in everybody's favor. And eventually, want to get to the point where it's syndicated. That way, traders can come in and really get busy with it because they know, oh, okay, then this is like almost a worldwide VC in a sense, a worldwide like Telegram without the buy bot.
Mhm. Makes sense.
Hey, sorry, my phone was like stuck on mute. It literally
It's
wouldn't
all
switch
good.
off. I had to get out and then come back in. But
No
yeah, I'm
worries.
here.
Yeah, no, I was saying though, like, he's currently deploying right now. He's like at 4 hours in, and are you currently using like micro bump, or are you using a specific third party to get cooking with these bumps? I see him coming in, consistently.
Yeah, that's just the human mode, but with a small amount. I think bump bits are also running. To be honest, man, like I don't know that this shit's necessarily good to use. Like you might be able to weigh in on that better than myself, but that is what's currently running.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Just to kind of keep it from looking completely dead, but it also looks pretty obvious as well. So
And I
that's
mean,
where I'm not.
do you feel like you're profitable right now, or do you feel like that there's some diamond hand holders? Do you have a community involved besides the Telegram that's forming as well?
Yeah, there's a couple guys behind it that they're not going to sell. Like we're not going to sell. So we're patient. We last cycle we ran a project that took 3 months to get to our all-time high. So the
Really? Tell me
the
about that.
cycle.
What?
Yeah, I guess it was like when did Bitcoin in 2021 top out? So it would have been I think November maybe.
Okay.
Um, we launched it I think in September, and it took a long time, but we just built up a really strong community. We had a great concept. We were a reflection token, which these days that shit doesn't count for anything. People don't want taxes on tokens and this and that, but it was
Yeah.
kind of the thing back then. And what really helped us was coin market cap. We got listed and we just went absolutely insane. But it took a while. Like we were there every single day, just a group of people, and we built up to about 12,000 Telegram users and 85,000 holders, and like it was a big project. But this time around, I don't know, it's different. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I
It's
didn't really.
completely. It's like crazy, right?
Yeah, like nobody really wants to hold, or they don't give a shit about like making a project last. But yeah, like we'll see what we're doing. We're not really too worried about this one or anything, but.
What do you think that like sparkulated that? You think that's just specifically just because the transaction fees are so low? It's like, why not, situation? Because I really admire the people that like yourself, man, that really go out and spend time on a project because these things really can go to multi millions. Like if you really pay, the time and effort for it.
It's probably pumped up fun, did it? I would think.
Yeah.
Um, but you could say then like the low fees and everything and the speed of Solana kind of gave way for a service like Pump Fund to be as effective as it is. But this whole kind of just like pump and dump thing and um, that yeah, like I think that's Pump Up Fund really changed that probably.
You remember the live streams that were around back in the day?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Man, those were wild.
There, there's some things I can appreciate and prefer about this cycle though, like when you run a community and everyone's like, "Oh, where's your fucking white paper? And where's your, you got to get this call, you got to do this," and like there's just so much horseshit that, I mean, these are meme coins, and everyone's like getting all pissed off because there's not some official fucking white paper. Nowadays, people don't care about that, and I've actually kind of almost appreciate that a lot of these calls that really unfairly manipulate charts and use their influence to kind of wreck projects sometimes. They're not as powerful as they were before.
Yeah,
Um, and as a dev, like if you utilize bots like RankBot, VolBot, uh, I guess the boosts are kind of annoying on Deck Screener, but a lot more is in like your individual control now.
speaking
You
of
don't.
Dex Screener, are you thinking about, or have you already paid for Dex? And what's your thoughts on that?
Promises once you reach King of the Hill, we'll pay for it. I think it's a bullish signal while you're still on Pump Fun. It's super pay to play. Like it just is what it is. I've seen projects that it's so hard, man. I saw a project last night. You might have saw one of the Save Raw or Ross is free derivatives or something like that. I don't know what these guys were exactly doing if they just mismanaged it, but
Really?
they had a 500x boost. They got up to 1 million, and I think they were running rank bot. I could tell they were running vol bot, and they just couldn't survive. And I'm thinking to myself like, fuck, man, if they can't survive, like literally the
Right.
day of this news, and like, it's tough, man. Like you look at the deck screener costs now of these boosts and like what the top 10 are running, it's just absurd. But um, I think deck screener, like the what do you call it, the vanity
Yeah,
banner and socials, like I think that's like a minimum if your intention is to bond.
for sure.
Uh, I've tried Dex ads. I'm not too sure that those are worth it. Um, a boost is definitely worth it, but you can do quite a lot
Or Dex
organically with
trending.
yeah, yeah. What do you mean by Dex trending? Like the
There's there's literally you can pay for Dex trending as well. It's a part of it. So there's like Dex ads, there's Dex trending. They even have this thing within the raid bot where you can actually become leader on the raiding board and then get advertisement through that too. Are you aware of that?
uh, no, I'm not actually. Let me
Yeah.
quickly.
On your Telegram, the raid bot actually allows users to not only raid, but the more they raid, it has like an internal like system where it shares with other Telegram groups that are also using the raid bot. So if you
Mm,
become leader on the ranking, like on the raid board, then you get notified like that shield advertisement through all those other groups. Like this is the leader on the raid board, and then boom, like you get more investors coming in because they like say, "Oh, what the fuck is this?"
and that's a Dex screener
That's
bot.
internally actually with Telegram.
Okay, well, I gotta look into that.
Yeah, no, that's the Dex
Um,
thing.
yeah, the trending. You mean like the little lightning bolt things, right? Like the boost.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are. I don't know. I mean, I get why Dex has a business they're doing that, but it kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit, I guess.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, no,
It really does get it going because people like me, like in my little group that I'm in, that just like buy coins, like, like spend a little money on coins. Like we see it trending and that's like, oh, this is trending. And we tell everybody like it's trending, like, so that's like, I feel like retail investors, they really do look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And even if it has a little boost, it has some kind of boost on there. They feel like when we see a boost, we're like, okay, it's going to go up a little bit at least, like depending on how much the boost is or whatever, they know it's like going to go up because it's going to be shown to other people and they're just going to everybody put a little bit in and then, yeah.
Yeah.
And then one thing
Yeah.
too is the time too. Time tells it all. Like, the more time putting in these things, the floor is consistently rising. You'll get like all of a sudden a random person that just wants to grab like 30-40%. It's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. I see that too all the time. Yeah.
Ever mess with like Fatality or Orbit, Solarva, like any of
Yeah.
those rank bots?
I
Yeah.
got you do Fatality yet? I did Fatality before.
Yeah, I've used all of them actually. They're I think they're overpriced, but for what they are, like there's services that you can just pay a rental fee for an hour and they pretty much have the same result.
Yeah.
Fatality Smart Profits is really cool though. That's one thing that they seem to have that nobody else has, and
What is that?
that's Smart Profits. It's
Yeah.
like so let's say you've captured a pretty sizable amount of the supply, you've bonded, you're on Radium, or you just directly launch on Radium, I don't know, but you have a lot of supply and you don't want to wreck your chart. Or what Smart Profits does is you send to their bot tokens from any one of your multiple wallets.
Uh-huh.
And what happens is while it's running, anytime a buy lands, it will sell, I think, 20% of the value of that buy. So it's like sophisticated farming, I guess, is what it
Nice.
is.
Sophisticated farming. I love it. Hey, yo, that's a t-shirt, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you don't have to really do anything, and it's only selling 20% of every buy. So if someone buys $100, you sell 20. If they buy, 10,000, you sell 2,000, and you can just let it run. And I think the way it's actually configured is to trigger on a market cap threshold being surpassed. Like, so if you know you're gonna bond and send to a certain point, and you want to start taking profits at like 800 grand or something like that, you can have it just automatically kick in at that point. Um,
Oh yeah. That's isn't that it's that new feature, right? That they kind of like shilling at the moment.
I'm not sure. It's not that new, but they could be more recently showing it again because as far as I know, they're the only ones that actually have this.
Right. Because I remember
Um,
back in the day, they used to have this actual NFT that you had to buy, and then that's what allowed you to use the actual bot. But then they kind of got rid of, I guess, the whole NFT thing, or it was either NFT or a token or something like that.
yeah, I'm not sure, man. I wasn't around for the early days, but um, I guess why I brought that up though is that you got these dex boosts that everyone just is racing to spend thousands of dollars on. Like I've personally ranked using RankBot and Volume together, and you could use like any one of the services available. They're all pretty much the same. Some are just a lot cheaper, but that shit can get you from say like rank number 400 to top 50, and at which point then you could exercise the boost or it's just a way to organically trend without only needing a boost. And it does work. Some
Yeah.
people get pissed off though at all the little, 1 cent buys coming in. You've probably seen tons of charts like that, or the on Dextrainer. Um, so that's I guess another thing to consider. Like I once ran it on my last project, and people are like getting all like, "What the fuck is this? It looks botted. Don't do this." I'm like, "Well, this is how we increase our rank," but I can
Right.
see why like people don't like it, right?
Yeah, just because there's so much like quote unquote fuckery, I guess, in the space that people are just like essentially walking around like with Vaseline. And so it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't know what this should be happening.
Yeah, yeah, they're all like kind of nervous, paranoid, and this and that. They think like, oh, something bad's going on. They think someone's fucking your project, like some outsiders trying to fuck it or something. But no, that shit works, man. Like rank bot and vol bot work, but it's another cost. It's a little pricey.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you ever get to a point in your project where you're saying to yourself, like, you know what, I was really fucking bullish on this meme, but perhaps maybe it's just might be the meme, or do you ever like when do you get to that point, basically, you know?
Like where you
Where you're
convince you convince yourself to drink your own Kool-Aid, basically. Is
exactly.
what? Yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like too often, man. That's a problem. Like it could stem from the fact that just last cycle, I mean, like I said, we pushed for 3 months, so uh, when shit fucking dies in like 24 hours, you know, you still kind of you're still injecting your own opium and all that, and maybe
Yeah.
it's hard to cut your losses, but and I think it's unfortunate, but that's also probably why people just a lot of low level shit comes out because you're seeing well the likes of all this Trump shit and just these flash in the pan concepts that come off pumped up fun where they might not even have a website or Twitter or anything really. It's just like some cabal play or just some remarkably rare viral thing that happens. It
Yeah.
kind of makes people think that, well, shit, why should I put any effort in? It's gonna die anyway. And then so now like the whole space is saturated with just a lot of garbage, I guess. Um, but you know, it for people who've got the recipe down, it's a fantastic way to make money. I mean,
That's the main thing. Yeah, exactly. Is that 100% that recipe? Because you know the funny thing about it is the sauce, it feels like it changes on a consistent basis depending on the meta and also where things are at. And also too, I'm not sure if you saw this, but you know, a lot of times I talk to devs and they're like in the trenches in the in Twitter, and they'll look for a piece like a person that's just going super viral for the day. I'm not sure you saw, but today there was just a guy, and at first it got me, but this guy was saying something about like he's the last person of his family living, and he needs to show people that you know he exists or some shit while he was like crying, and I kind of felt bad for him. And then all of a sudden, like I went to the comments and I'm like, "Yo, these motherfuckers have created a coin!" Like, and
yeah,
just that, and just having that already with the algo of X, you know, kind of working on your behalf. I guess they're essentially looking for the Twitter to essentially draw someone to drop something right there in their hands and be like, okay, this is literally the same thing as dropping it in a Twitter on a community and says already that's ready for you, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, the space is definitely more efficient at getting concepts out there, and the volume is ridiculous right now. So uh, I see both sides, I guess. Like, um, yeah, I don't know like long term if it's good for the space necessarily. It kind of puts a bit of a stain on it, but it um no, I think it also invites a lot of activity and a lot of new people, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, no, for sure, brother. Now, let me ask you a question. So, what has been your like your you said 3 months. You cooked you up one time a project and it took you 3 months to cook. Well, give me like a rundown real quick on like how that was because a lot of people in this space have no idea what patience is, and that looks over exuberates patience.
Yeah, I guess we just built up a community of core people who really committed a lot of their time and actually money as well to supporting pushing the project, and it was hard to just kind of abandon it because of that. We had daily some of our top holders, like our whales and that, who we communicated with. We got to actually know who a lot of our top holders were.
Yeah.
They were receiving in periods of high volume ridiculous amounts of the reflection token,
Mhm.
which itself was a meme coin that was like we'll just say like top 20. So
Right, right.
you're holding our token, but you're getting like a really valuable token as your dividend every day, or
Hmm.
well every 30 minutes. Um, and people just they I don't know. They would put up their money, they'd pull up their rewards, and we'd use that to market, and then we'd see momentum. And I think there was just a lot of conviction behind it by like a lot of people. So it's kind of hard to just abandon it. And then eventually we just got our break, which was CoinMarketCap. Um, I don't know that CoinMarketCap sends things as much as it did back then. But back then, yeah, it was a big deal. We went up ridiculous after that.
Crazy. That's crazy. What's up, man? Yeah, kudos to you, man. Yeah, like fuck. A lot of people, like I said, they don't know what it's like this. They're used to the just like, okay, if I drop a bundle and then it doesn't hit in like 5 seconds, I got to exit. And a lot of people forget, like a lot of times it's like until you exit is when you really, really lose money. I mean, I know it says -30, whatever, but until you really exit your position is when you really, really suffer, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's tough though because our last one we it was our first project and we bonded, uh, which was a little surprising because we didn't expect it. And then we kind of wanted to sort of be a little bit more patient and methodical in how we were going to go about pushing on Radium,
Right.
and it just like slipped away in front of us so quickly. Uh,
What would you think that was the
and
failure with that was? Was you think was the positions people were selling off a little bit too faster than like, as far as the team effort? Like what would you think that would cause that?
just the nature of the space, man. Like
Yeah?
I don't even know what percentage of the people from Pumped Up Fun were even involved in our Telegram. They could be bot. They could have just been bots and this and that, and um, it was just like an instant sell. Like I'm sure bots are doing that all the time. So
Now let me ask you a question just so we can just quickly dive into the shield of this, because I wanted to again kill two, three birds with one stone here. Um can you give me an idea? Because I'm to be honest with you, kind of clueless to be completely frank with you. But what is a oligarchy? Like I'm a little
uh,
clueless. A little sorry.
an oligarchy. It's basically like you get them in Russia where like all of Putin's business buddies and that are kind of like he's in their pockets. They're in his pockets, and they're kind of like the kings of society. It's just all like corrupt, and they just own everything. And so the play here is that you got like Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, all these dudes that are warming up to Trump, and it's kind of like it almost feels like an oligarchy again.
Got you.
So like they're all gonna just now skip the Trump's tune, and we're gonna see like socials are all gonna kind of play by the same beat and everything, and
Right.
um, like it's kind of a joke, right? I don't know if it's exactly gonna be some dystopian shit or anything, but it's kind of like a play to that, you know.
I
They're
got you. I
like,
got you.
yeah, because it's like, you get Musk up there, and he's kind of treated like, you know, the man of the people sort of thing, but the dude's worth like 200 billion fucking dollars, right? Which is
Yeah.
like kind of funny, right? And he pretty much bought a presidency, and I'm sure he's gonna get all kinds of kickbacks and advantages due to what he did with Trump. And
It's interesting. I have seen something recently today that I think is going to be eventually probably put in the bundler space as well. To be completely frank with you, it was kind of amazing. I don't know how to put it, but I'll kind of explain it. And if I could find the fucking video, if I retweeted it, that'd be dope. But basically, what it was is somebody had created some type of script. So literally when Trump was talking, um, it was literally creating memes every like other 4 second every words that he would say. Like he would say God bless America, and all of a sudden the God bless America token came out. And then 2 seconds later another token came out. It was just over and over, and it was just wait, basically farming for just people to buy, whatever it was. It was a Have you ever seen anything like that before?
no, not exactly, but that's
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
god. I have to find that and show it to you. Like for sure. Hold on, let me try to see if I can pull this up, because this should be legend if it was in the bundlers. If you could just throw it on like a particular like live YouTube feed and just hit go. and they just start
Yeah.
dropping random projects and shit. I gotta find this. Let me pull it up. Because this was being shared earlier today, and I was like, yo, I didn't even know. It's so funny in the space. It grows so fast too, and it's like anybody and everybody has the ability to jump in the helm and then create anything. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with AI, man. It's wild.
Yeah, AI is a whole other level. Like whole other conversation for sure. I don't even know where we're gonna be with it in 5 years. To be completely frank with you,
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna pull up this video here. Let me see if I could Twitter's tweaking out over here. Let me see if I can go over to x.com. You gotta see this. Let's see if I'm logged in or not. I don't think I'm logged in this bad boy, unfortunately. Let me go to Chrome. I think I'm logged in there. Da, da, da. Let's see here. Yeah, basically what I was saying was I'll pull up my phone here, probably faster, just jump on X. There's so many different things. I would like to be able to do that because honestly I think that that's going to be a very good sauce point because Twitter's not going anywhere. Crypto and Twitter is kind of like a marriage in a sense. And if we can leverage that, right? Like anything that right now, at any second, hits the feeds and all these people are basically, you know, talking in these conversation threads to be able to
Hmm.
like essentially monetize that. You're monetizing conversations at this point, because as soon as they see the feed, you drop the feed in the conversation. Sorry, to drop the CA in the conversation. It's already being populated over and over. Then you're gonna get it's like a win-win situation. But you
Yeah.
kind of got to be at the right place at the right time, and having the tools to do that presumptively would be so dope.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like you could even have a situation where the AI that is hanging on everyone's word and generating basically on the fly tokens based on what's being said could be doing that off another AI.
No, facts. And it has to be that. I'm trying to find this. I was seeing it today, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And of course, when you're trying to look for something, you can never find it now. But yeah, it's out there. It basically means that you can go out there and put it on something that is essentially syndicated, like live streaming, and it's grabbing the words and the image from it and literally placing it on pump. Now, if it has bundles attached to it, I don't know, but at least you have a dev wallet that can, do something. I think they're just basically at that point giving projects out, and then if they send, they send, but they don't, they don't, you don't really lose too much coming in with just a dev wallet itself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what percentage of depending on the person you're tracking, but if some say 5% or something is a memeable slogan, that 5% is going to make enough money to make up for the other 95%.
Facts.
Yeah.
No, actually, the thing about it, it's kind of like reverse engineering bundling, because you take 10 soul, you could bundle with like 20 wallets into one project, or you could take 10 soul and divide it up to like 100 and just launch 100 projects at the same time. And whatever sends. Oh Lord, this is crazy.
Yeah.
How many fucking wallets and how many, like, I guess you wouldn't even, I guess another thing about it, you wouldn't even have to really worry about bubble maps because if it's one wallet coming in, it doesn't fucking matter, right?
Yeah, and the project would be like super organic, right? Because
Yeah.
it's
A whole
like
bunch of projects drop at the same time. That's fucking smart as fuck now that I think about it.
yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
feel
I
like I
mean,
see that all the time.
You saw that shit?
Like, yeah, like the Trump meta, it was like Trump, it was like Gulf of America, this and
Yeah.
that, everything he was saying, like we were all
Yes.
buying them, selling them, but like because of the rug culture, we don't have any other choice, so we just buy and we have to sell right away.
Right.
The ones that we know that we can hold I would say that our group, it's about 150 in our little insider group, and then it's like maybe 3,000 in the other group that we like funnel to back and forth to the outside group or whatever. Like they for real like just buy and sell, but like we'll hold if we know that it's a good coin to hold, but we're not gonna hold if we don't know. But
Facts.
yeah, we were buying all the Trump meta stuff, like
Anything sent?
so
Y'all
many.
buy anything sent to crazy numbers?
Um, yeah, I mean, like just yesterday I found it was a Donald Trump. I mean, this was like Donald Trump Jr., but like we were buying all the people, every single one, fakes, non-fakes, like everything, like we
Meta.
were buying all the Trump meta up that we could
Yeah.
buy. And like some would just rug right away, but like we've grown smarter. So like one, for example, within 5 minutes, it went from I found it at I think it was like 115K. It went to 5.5 mil, and then it rugged.
Wow.
It rugged all the way down to 5K like in like 10 minutes.
Was that a pump
But
fund project or just specifically straight
oh
from
yeah,
Dex?
all these are pump fund that we buy, like every
All
single
right.
one.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
they
so,
run up. So I'm like, are they using dogwood tools? Are they using meme tools? Like, what are they using to get it to go like that? I mean, I know people are buying, but it definitely seems like bought it, but we don't even care. That's the thing. Like people don't care. At least like I'm newer to all this. So like since I've been in it, the people that I'm like, trading with and stuff and talking to, they really do not give a damn. They're just like, it's bought it, it's bundled, whatever. we, we're buying, we're selling, we're getting out then,
that's
that
true.
kind of thing.
And you know what, though, to kind of dive into that, like, there's a lot of different subsidiary groups that are like that 150, 300, 400 people in like these groups. Now, what makes you guys like jump into these? Because at the end of the day, we are all just like buying into imagery, right? Is it the motion of just people already going after it that just makes you presumptuously like bullish?
Yeah, so we just look at it and see if it's steady no matter where it is. I mean, we even like we have some people in our group that they like copy wallet or whatever, copy trading wallets or whatever. And so when they see like someone buying like a coin that's like at 7K, we'll put in like $5, like small amounts, but you could like 20x that. That's pretty good. So and then the risk is low. But what we do is just see if it's steady. But then honestly, if it doesn't move, like we're selling, like we're going on to the next thing because we gotta like focus on something else. Like these like the people that I'm in the group with, they're just trying to like make money to survive type stuff. So they're like, this isn't
Facts.
moving. Let's go on to the next, and like we'll see like the narrative is kind of important, but not really. Not in this space, like not anymore, I don't think. Like it's like, is it moving fast enough or not? And if it's moving too fast, we know it's gonna rug. So we'll just like watch it or whatever. But like, yeah, like it's just like do or die kind of thing. But it's really, and then we see like I said, a big thing if it's trending, like if it's trending on Dex or Soul trending or trending somewhere, and other people are talking about it, then we know like, okay, it's gonna be good for at least a little bit. But we just assume all of them rug. Unfortunately, like 99%, it
Yeah.
seemed 95% of them are gonna rug. So we don't hold because like when we did that, like we get burned every time.
But there's a
So
real thing about like honestly the sniping world too, as far as jumping in from deploys and whether it be dog whip tools or beam whip tools to be able to essentially get the supply you need to be able to not get dumped on. Because tons of times, like for example, right now we're in a project here that we're seeing, and at any moment, a sniper could take this right to Ray and try to dump it just as fast, and
yeah.
then you find yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, or it just took me like 4 or 5 hours to cook this shit up, right? Like, my boy,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, Ramsey here.
Yeah.
are you prepared
Yep.
for that? By the way, like, do you have limiters set up? Like, just the FYI, are you prepared for the worst at the moment, or the best and the worst at the same time?
Yeah, I don't have any limiters set up, but definitely prepared.
Okay.
We went through a pretty rough one on the last one where we wanted to do well, but the market just didn't allow for it. It moves so quickly, man. Like people dump so hard once we bonded. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but is it
Yeah.
really quote unquote people though? I mean, no, low key. Like,
uh,
is it maybe just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's definitely a mix for sure.
Yeah,
But we just like we know like when it bonds sell. Like that's what we do honestly. Unless it's already bonded and then we, hold it and watch a little, but we're not holding it more than, a few minutes most of the time because
yeah.
we know it's I guess it's PvP world, so we're gonna have to sell it with whoever sells first kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And it also kind of I also start to wonder, and like with these wallets particularly, how many of them are automated from a exit position standpoint, and how of them are actually, thinking manually, looking at the chart,
Mhm.
based on emotional decision.
Oh yeah.
Because think about it, even if you're using a bundler, you're still working in the hands of an emotional sell point. There's no, well, I
Mhm.
don't know any current bundler that has a DCA limiter or things that can auto exit your positions. I mean, do you guys know? Do you?
No, I don't know.
no, not. I don't think a bundler. Maybe Infinity. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't even know. I don't think that's. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but um, I don't know why though. I mean, maybe with AI, I just feel like we're at a point right now where you could just prompt the shit. It's like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know, there's got to be something that's causing a disconnect that they haven't like. Because technically, the thing about like snipers have it. So if snipers have it, why don't the bombers have it too? You know.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
so
true.
someone want to share the
Yeah.
source code?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true because some of like the people, my little friends in the group, they'll like randomly do coins. They all like don't go anywhere. But one of them the other just 2 days ago, he was like, "Are these guys idiots? Like why does somebody just put 2 soul in my my
Oh
in my
shit!
coin that's going nowhere right now?" But it's obviously like a bot cuz like, a normal person wouldn't buy. I mean, he had no bump its, he had no comments, no
Yeah.
website, no nothing. And somebody dropped 2 soul in it.
Yeah,
I was like, "Well, I guess you gotta sell before he sells then." I was like, "I don't
It's
know."
definitely PvP out here, and it gets worse and worse. But I'm just like glad that we're in a situation where it's just open, and not only open, but it's like completely normalized to the point where it's like, hey, the president did it. I can't get in trouble for this
Yeah.
shit. The president did it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it's at the point where, like, we honestly don't like, there's so many projects now where the dev holds, like, I don't know, like, way too much percent, and we're, like, okay with that at this point because, like, we feel like maybe, like, they'll hold, but we're scared, but we still will buy it. 'Cause,
That's a
like, now it
fact.
feels like the culture is changing, I guess, because, like, before that used to be, like, a bad thing, I guess, but now when we see it, we think, like, they really care about their project, that's why they have such a big bubble of it kinda thing.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like
Ren.
that's the only way they can do it, and I've seen one the other day who literally said, like, "I'm not even gonna lie," like, in the description of the pump fund coin or whatever, it was like, "I'm not gonna lie, we're not even gonna try to hide it. We're bundled, but we're bundled in one wallet, so take it or leave it," or something like that. Like they're just saying straight up what it is. Like like the coin's gonna die unless somebody holds the floor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Mhm.
No, I'm thinking to myself that when it comes to uh charts like this, a couple of things I was gonna tell you, Ramsey, and this is just up to you, but I just want to throw this out there. Just there's definitely situationals where you can essentially just do a 2 or 3% dev burn. I'm not sure. Oh, but you killed the wallet completely, huh? The dev wallet completely, huh? Oh no, you have the dev wallet. Yeah.
yeah, I got a little bit.
A little bit. So yeah, I just want to let you know, like if you send these notifications out to these motherfuckers, they have like literally dev burn rooms in Discord. Just like, have you guys ever seen the movie Bill and Ted? Just a FYI, just like I don't know how old I am, y'all are, but y'all remember that movie
Uh,
Bill and Ted back in
like
the
a
day? long ass time
Yeah.
ago. They used to have this
Yeah.
this one part in the movie, right, where Bill goes into like quote unquote hell, and there's like different rooms and shit. And one room he opens up, there's like a granny, and there's other room that goes up. The reason why I'm saying this is because like in the Discord or Telegram world, there's like different rooms and shit, right? And some people want to be seasoned into okay, this is the burned 5% burned or 10% burned of the dev wallet. You know, it sends off this mass, you know, syndications in all these different rooms and shit, you know, or you might be in a room that's like CTO. So as soon as you sell that dev wallet, you might get a whole bunch of different other FOMO buys into it. You know, just a couple ideas, just different strategic moves that you can do essentially while you're just pumping the chart, basically.
So you think that by like, would you have to sell the dev wallet completely to trigger some of those?
You technically
Uh,
could, and you could buy back in. People forget this is not like it's like you know, golf. But you can mulligan. You know, what I'm saying like you could literally sell the dev wallet and then come back in with the dev wallet if you wanted to. A lot
yeah.
of people,
So
you
that,
could
but
dev buy.
are you? Is it proven that that will send signals? Like if
Yeah,
you
well,
do liquidity?
definitely you can look on Neo Bulks. Once you do so, you'll see the dev buy signal. You'll look at other contracts and see that other devs that continually do this will continually on the chart buy. And even if it's a smaller amount, it's like why the motherfuckers keep buying small amounts? He's just sending signals over and over and over to these different Telegram groups. And so
Right.
Yeah, we like that for sure.
he said, "Yeah, we like that."
Yeah. Because we're like, oh, the devs buy more, and like they
See,
buy it like
preach it,
they buy
preach it.
they buy it at the peak, like at the like when it's a big candle, they'll buy even more, so it makes that candle even go. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, is that those two drops? Those you or somebody else?
No, that's
That's
not me.
that's not you.
No.
I was
Wait,
a
you
little.
mean at at the top there, like the
Yeah,
little?
those two red the two red candles right now. That's what the very out the
No,
top. Those not
no,
you, right?
no.
Okay,
I think I was the other two like kind of smaller ones.
got you. So yeah, and all yeah. I was wondering to myself, like, damn, you know, in a world of like give or take, right? You know, it would love to see these numbers like right in front of our eyes where we can see, all right, boom, one person came in, boom, boom, boom. He's already at X, Y, and Z P&L. Let's go ahead and take his 20% or 30% right away, you know, and make sure we profitize off of this and send it right out of, you know, because we see numbers and it doesn't sometimes calculate to USD until it's like the very end and we're like, oh shit, it's too late.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I do at least shit. But
Yep.
yeah, this
yeah.
is
Uh,
hey.
it's not super active.
Yeah. I think maybe like he said, like the raid bot and the Telegram, and like try to like be active on Twitter. I don't know, like on X, like we'll wait all day and we'll just like, oh, here's a coin dropping, and it's like just the fact of like it dropping on, and they drop the CA, like that excites everybody, and everybody buys in, like so you can even do, and I don't even know how they're doing it, like they'll just recycle, I guess, the same X page over and over again, and then they'll just like come out with another coin, let it run, and then just rug, and then start over again. And then oh, another thing that gets a lot of attention is when they say like they're giving out some of the coin and drop your wallets, because that gives comments, and then the comments, like makes the algorithm go up, like to, so other people can see it or in that world, because I'll just look up things about crypto, and then I just find more and more crypto. I'm like on the algorithm of it. And like so like I'll just be looking at it and I'm like, how in the world like do I keep getting these same ones that say like drop your wallets? I swear like that's all I see on my on my thing, but those are the coins that like run up real fast, because
Yeah.
like they're waiting, like you taunt them with the drop your wallets, we're launching tomorrow, and like nobody ever gets any of the no one ever says, oh, I got tokens, like, and they all just drop their wallets every day, like all day. They put their wallets in the comments.
Yeah, it just builds up more activity
Yeah, more
for the algorithm.
activity. Yeah, they'll
Mhm.
have like 400 comments, and you're like, dang, are they talking about the coin? And it's just nothing but wallets, like 400 wallets.
That'd be a
That's
good
fun.
social experiment too, just to like go on Twitter and then literally, you know how they have threads, just like
Yeah.
literally engage in a recent thread of specifically something that is like towards the same niche of the current meme you're working with, you know?
Mhm.
Like, and
Yeah.
on top of it, just have your community at the, even if it's like 15, 20 guys, just spam that same shit right there. It'll literally boost it 3x because the algo's already fucking with that thread in the beginning.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we do too.
Man, you know what? Twitter's kind of like, it's crazy. Like, the API is kind of expensive. I ain't gonna lie. And if we had access to that, you know how dope any apps you can put like Thread Finder. Like the things like so much easier to access to with this information. I don't know why. If you want stuff free public to the world, you should just give it to open source it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta eat. We got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Right.
So, are you thinking that you're currently profitable, Ramsey, right now, or are you thinking that you're not in the profit at the moment? Because I'm for sure thinking that soul that came out was a little bit of a drop, especially these market caps.
No, we're profitable right now. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, by quite a lot. But I'm trying to see if a couple of my guys come in here a little bit later and maybe re-inject a bit of life into it. But yeah, if we have to pull the pin there, we've definitely made money at this point.
yeah. It's like how we have the conversation. What's it called? I'm so random when how my brain thinks. By the way, but you heard about don't be chasing waterfalls. Like, it's like don't be chasing all time highs. Because man, that was a beautiful situation. Where you're currently at right now is 79%. I think prior to, what was it, 90 or 85? Was it
I think the highest we got to for King of the Hill was 84.
84? You got, yeah. I mean, you're like, damn, 11% of this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Shit, like, look, this
Yeah,
will
I saw
send even further.
87. I saw it at
Oh,
87 for a second.
87, yeah. Yeah, we were pretty close and then we dropped a little. Um,
See, I think like so another thing I've noticed is like when they like these devs that are trying to move it faster, like they'll get their guys or like everybody to get in, like to put in more like when it drops like that. Like so that like for people like us, we want to see, oh, like our favorite thing is, oh, they're eating the dip. We're eating the
Yeah.
dip. Every dip is getting eaten up. Like that's like the exciting part to us. So
Eat the fucking dip.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
The jits have left. The jitters have left.
Right,
They
right.
left. I'm like,
yeah.
it's their favorite thing to
Oh
say.
shit. Trench warriors should have shit. Yeah.
Yes.
It's honestly one of those things like I had to take like a little hiatus just because getting those telegrams are kind of like
Oh
habit
yeah.
forming. To be honest with you,
They are, and they
I got
could
to a
take so much
man
time if you get too caught up in it.
facts. I had to like definitely binge off of it. It was like a bad, uh, you know, a bad situation.
Yeah, I've been there.
No, I'm gonna tell you about the last situation. Ramsey, this is crazy. So I literally get in there and I recognize the guy's voice, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is this is this Tim? And, and I just put like I aped it and I was like, oh shit. Please do not tell me this is the person I know that's known for wrecking. And I'm like, yo, he's like, yeah, we're gonna be, we got decks coming and we got all this other things coming and we're about to do this and do that. And I'm like, oh shit, because he's got a very distinctive voice. Right? So I hit him with a
Oh.
DM. I'm like, hey, are you Tim? He was like, haha, yeah, bro, we just got to 300K. I'm pulling out right now. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, can I get a refund?
And
And
of
that's when
course,
I
it's
knew I had to
like,
go to TC, man. I mean, out of the fucking VC like that, I was like, this is too much.
dang.
Your own people, like, you didn't give me the
Yeah,
memo.
I know. Like you told me to buy, but then you don't tell me when you're selling.
I know. I swear to this is not. I can't even make this up. I'm having a drink with the guy the one day, and then I'm having in his contract another, and I didn't even know it was his contract. He didn't. It's like that's the type of shit. Like DeFi is so small, but it's so big.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Let me stay my ass to teaching, man. I can't do this shit no more.
Yeah, it's the trenches for real.
Gotta keep your eye to the trench, man. I see a little couple buys coming in. You think there's some community forming? Oh no, let me go into the Telegram. Telegram's looking nice, right?
Yeah, it's doing
Oh,
alright.
I'm about to open that bad boy up right now. Open. So you got yourself. Let me open this up in the so everyone else can see it too. Windows, Telegram, open. Okay. Um, channel. Let me go ahead and share this with y'all. Top 10, share, and we're gonna share the screen to Telegram. Go live. Yeah. Sweet. All right, sweet. So we're in the Telegram right now, and got yourself a nice professional safeguard. Tap to verify. I be hating though when there's like situations where there's a rug and then you're invested in something or whatever, and then you're like, all right, let me find the CTO group, and then you're finally going through
Yeah,
all the fucking comments, and you play, oh fuck yeah, there's a CTO group, you can put it in, and it's like a fucking scam itself. Fuck.
yeah, it's a whole nother scam. It's the original guys, and they just switched up.
It's like,
That's
oh, we got
that's
you
the thing.
again, motherfucker.
Yeah, they literally do that. Like that's the other thing that we've noticed. Like it pretty much is the dev sells, and then the dev starts to CTO. Like it's
Yeah,
so crazy.
the CTO,
And
the
then
CTO.
half the people know, like it's the dev because they're like, "Is the dev here?" It's like, "Yep." Like, well, how's this a CTO? We don't care. Stop fighting. Stop asking questions. You're gonna get banned.
See, Ramsey, you probably don't even do VCs for that particular purpose, huh?
Yeah, I've
Oh
never
yeah.
done it before.
Oh yeah. They love the VCs, even if they could just listen. Like
Yeah.
that's how we are. We see a VC going on, we're like, okay, they got a VC going on. Good. We're not gonna join, but we see it going on. So like makes us feel like somebody's working.
A situation where there was like a full on LARP. There's like a dev and three other guys, and I'll go in the VC, couldn't talk. And then essentially what happened was the dev was pumping it, and then the people besides were like, yeah, we're putting more money in, man. All this is good. And then next thing you know, they were like rugs, like huge wallets, and then the dev would sell, and then they would start their LARP up again, and then the dev would buy back into the project, and then start continuing to buy again. It was like a continued recycle, repeat LARP. And I was like, what the fuck? Like these guys are like fucking like Broadway. This is like Broadway on digital, like Telegram. It's crazy. Yeah, that's
It's like a whole page show. There's this one guy called Joe's low cap something. He's like real popular in our space, and they keep buying these coins, and he just keeps farming them like
really
bad farming. And they keep buying like
what.
they'll run up to like 10 million, and he'll just farm it all the way back to 500,000. He's just farming. He won't ever rug, like totally rug, but he'll just farm the hell out of it, and they just keep buying it
That's
every.
crazy.
I don't know.
I don't know. People are like addicted to I don't know, like masochism or something.
Yeah, it's because he had like one good coin. Well, wasn't it? It was a coin that was already doing good, and then he called it out. So then that became like his coin or whatever, like he took over basically. And it was doing fine before that. And then when I found out he was in it, like when Cole's getting involved, I'm like, oh no, I'm selling because they're about to farm the hell out of this. And then they keep talking to the people. It's like a cult nature. Like they keep talking to him the whole time in the telegram. Like, well, they can't. They only can react to what he's saying. And they're like, get all the jits out, get them out. the jits are gone. Everybody buy in. And they all just listen. And then like one guy, I told him the other day, I'm like, I thought we talked about this. We weren't buying Joe's low cap gyms anymore. What happened? Well, that one coin did good, like, a month ago. He rugged us like, he farmed us and then
Yeah.
rugged us like 3 times after that. But that one coin, like, it's like they're searching for that one high again or
Oh
whatever
my
that
gosh,
they'll
for real, for real.
never get. Yeah.
No, that's the thing though. Like honestly, like Ramsey, the quick question. So when it comes to that, like that's like literally like an MC that's in your VC. I'm pretty sure. Do you think that's something that you would like, invest in, or do you think that's worth your time, or what?
I'm sorry, specifically invest in
Like a,
what?
a
Like,
person that's gonna just hype a hype man, like a hype woman, a person that comes in and just like hypes jumps in the VC, acts as if they're the dev, when in reality they're just basically specifically paid to hype the room up and bring in more FOMO buys.
yeah, I think if you already had a pretty good strategy and you had the funds to push something properly, I think having that would be good.
Yeah,
Um, as long as they stick to the rules and they don't just suddenly like make people buy a bunch of other shit or something. Like I don't know, like you gotta kind of like trust them, right? But
yeah, you kind of have to like a moderate low key and then background and shit. You're already busy
yeah,
moving the fucking market to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, you should hype this shit right now.
Yeah, we do you see people watching us right now, right?
Couple.
A couple of ones in here. Um, I know I wanted to. I know a couple of people have questions and stuff. I try to do like just these like podcasts, like 3 ways, just so that way it's just like a nice serendipity convo and stuff like that before we get in and get out. Because at that point it'll be like a longer situation. But I really enjoy, your time, man. Like you gonna bring this and also, shout out to the co-host right there, Sophia. Shout out to you, yo, bringing in the flavor. Like, by the way, guys, we're gonna try to do this consistently, like just have launches and like kind of just sit back, talk game strategies. We're gonna put this on YouTube, of course. We're gonna then also, eventually syndicate this on X. Yeah, we're just gonna run this shit up so that way all of us can make some fucking money and learn from each other doing it. So, but eventually, if you guys have like particularly questions for like the guest, then just reach out to them in the DM, just so that respectfully, they're doing a lot of things right now, and so I want to make sure that we're respectful of their time. And if you want to jump in, fucking jump in and get this shit going. Like, I'm gonna go back to the charts real quick here. Uh, Discord. Let's go to the. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna share my screen again with the. And I believe. Hold on, screen. Okay, shit. Let's go to the charts again. Bam. Go live. All right, bet. We Gucci. Cool. Yeah, man. So yeah, I see you're building out the floor. I'm gonna wish you all the success for this, brother. I'm gonna about to actually go grab some food. I'm hungry as a motherfucker right now. But yeah. What's your projections for this thing? Are you gonna go in for a long while, or are you just gonna call it quits so soon?
We'll see where it goes here. There's a couple more guys that'll be they're different time zones, so they'll be around a little later, and they might just buy up the remainder of this King of the Hill, and if that signal fires, maybe that's enough. But um, I mean, it's not really dumping, so we'll wait it out for a little bit. But yeah, it's not the most exciting project, and kind of apologize for it makes for a little bit less of an exciting live stream for you guys, but yeah,
Oh,
we'll see how it's doing. I mean, we really didn't utilize a lot for this one, so
no, it's all good. I mean, like, I think that the testimony is in the pudding, to be completely frank with you, because you know, a lot of times people are currently onboarding in the space, and some of them are getting like a narrative that you have to do it one specific way, right? And the other ones are getting a narrative that, okay, well, we could do it this way too, you know. So it's just good idea just to kind of jump into as a fly on the wall to certain positions and kind of just learn from each other. And that's what I want to bring to this space is us to be able to have like non-judgment shields that are basically able to go to higher markups, because technically speaking, this shit right here could this alone, this footage right here could be gold. Like if this market cap one day jumps to fucking, imagine 10, 20, $30 million, like this footage right here is like boom. It's like, you know, game time. So, you know, it is what it is. But I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate everybody else for, you know, hopping in the fucking VC of the broadcast. And
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
man.
no problem, man.
So I think
Yeah,
that
it's a
yeah.
cool format. I like this idea. I think it's a good way for you to promote and onboard people and that. So
Yeah.
happy to
And
join.
everybody else that's listening too, like if you feel, I'm gonna be putting an announcement out very, very soon in the Discord. So you guys can go ahead and basically open a ticket soon, and then we'll bring you into the green room for the podcast. And then, you know, consider it like almost a free 101 in a sense. Like you get the shill, we create footage. We try to make it just like a three-way conversation, just to respect the person's time. Me and my co-host is going to be killing it, like guys. And I think it's going to be a perfect, you know, business marriage of sorts to be able to bring us all to higher market caps. So, she had a run, but shout out to you, Sophia. But yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. But thank you so much, and shit, I'll talk to you soon.
Dude, thanks, man.
My pleasure, brother. And yeah, man. And when you get that Ferrari, holla at your boy. All
All right, man.
right.
Yeah.